that stands out to me about that quote, about the entire presentation is, well, one of the many things. The fact is that I actually used to have a fear of speaking in front of people, or even speaking at all. I was a very shy kid. I know that's really hard to imagine because I could probably speak until the cows come home, something like that. Any other expression, I fulfill that. But as well, there's this society has this way of looking at people who are outward with their fear and who vocalize their fear. Now, what do you call someone who has fears? Who has so many fears? People there are people that call you a coward if you have fears. Do you know what I call someone who has no fear? I call them impossible, because there's no possible way that you can have a complete absence of fears in your life. There's always something to be scared of, but that doesn't mean that you should go and live your life under a rock and never speak to anyone, delete all your credit cards. If you want to disappear, you can do that. But you should embrace your fears, because embracing fears is how we grow as people, is how you become a better person, and if not a better person, more accepting of yourself. And people will be more accepting of you if you acknowledge your fears. And I guarantee you that everyone in this audience, and maybe I'm wrong, but everyone in this audience has some sort of fear, especially one that they have not even overcome in their lives. And I urge you to embrace your fears, because it will make you better in the end. Thank you.
That was amazing, Ethan. Now, up next we have Maurice, and I am very curious what he will bring to the table, because he's talking about curiosity. Everyone, give him a round of applause.
Good evening. Before I start, I would like to tell you a story. A story about my uncle. A story where he fights a bear. A black bear, to be exact. He heard sounds that lured him into the deep of Sumatran forest in Indonesia. You may be thinking, why would someone gamble with their life like that? And by the way, the sound was the sound of the bear, the real sound of the black bear. He told me it was his curiosity that moved his feet towards the bear. He lost the fight that day. He returned home with 2 different trophies, a nickname and scars. A nickname called Bahar, Sang Bermuka Dua, or in English, it means Bahar, the two-faced. This is where he fights the bear, is the forest. Human curiosity has played a fundamental aspect in human evolution. It has been a positive and a negative, has been a problem and even a solution. By the way, have you all ever thought what is our life will be without fire? Simplest thing, but yet really important. It's probably really going to be boring, right? And Edmund Burke once said, the first and simplest emotion which we discover in the human mind is curiosity. Curiosity, by definition, is a strong desire to know or learn something. We've come a long way from discovering one of the very first thing, which is probably fire, to discovering the most expensive substance on earth, antimatter. You all might know Edward Jenner, a man who discovered smallpox vaccine, which eventually led a greatest news of all time in the history of mankind. Similarly, out of my curiosity, I created a watch, a smartwatch actually. It helps blind people to walk outside their home without their stick. This watch is integrated with Google Map and temperature sensor by using Android system. By this way, it will tell the user of what happened around them, so they don't have to worry about the destination, everything, what will happen. But just like anything in life, curiosity does have its disadvantages too. Disadvantages, sorry. The Industrial Revolution and the invention of car is among them. Surely, they have been really helped us from developing a better product quality, higher production rate, and better transportation around the world. But have you ever wondered what they have contributed to? They are contributing to the increase of greenhouse emission in the atmosphere, which also increases the temperature annually. But this also creates more problems, more global issues in the world. And these problems are threatening the world today. Thus, this is where curiosity comes in hand. Our curious nature helps us to find solutions. And we have to think. And that's exactly why we, as individuals, have to think. We have to think outside the box. A common phrase that I'm sure you all have heard of, right? By looking at things in different perspectives, we are able to create a diverse solution and a better and more advanced solution to the problems that the world faces today. And to conclude, curiosity is one of man's greatest treasure. Because without curiosity, there won't be any innovation, there won't be any knowledge that can be implied to anything in this world as of now. Because always remember, one person's idea can change the world. Just like Einstein or everything, they all are man, one person, but their ideas are changing the world, right? That's why I'm standing here right now to urging you all as people to tell as many people as you can, your friends, family, acquaintance, or friends, so they will be able to solve as many issues as they can, so we can sustain a better world, a world that we always deserve. And it is your responsibility as parents or siblings or everything to teach your children, friends, or everyone, so they will able to know and want to know more about what happened in this world, so it'll trigger the curiosity and create more solution to the problem that the world faces today. An author called Anton Chekhov once said, "Knowledge is not of value unless you put it into practice." I'm Maurice Efroza. Thank you.